Theology in 3 minutes. The question today is this: why do we tend to follow really tyrannical leaders? I mean, all through history, humanity is littered with these stories of these real tyrannical people, and everybody gets behind them. I know that this is a deep and complicated question, but there's one idea that I want to throw out there that we really need to wrestle with, and it's this. We have a tendency to worship accomplishments over character. And I think this can be really dangerous. Let me see if I can explain. I read an article the other day from the Post, and I get that the Post has a tendency to exaggerate a little bit. It's a bit biased, I understand that. But the Post did a retrospective look at one of America's heroes, Christopher Columbus. I had heard that he wasn't that great of a guy, though I had no idea he was tied into some of the things that he was. And in fact, the Post summed it up really well. It said it like this. On his second trip to the New World, Columbus brought cannons and attack dogs. If a native resisted slavery, he would cut off a nose or an ear. If slaves tried to escape, Columbus had them burned alive. Other times he sent attack dogs to hunt them down, and the dogs would tear off the arms and legs of screaming natives while they were still alive. If the Spaniards ran short of meat to feed the dogs, they would take the native babies and feed them to them. That's crazy. And I know the accuracy of some of this stuff is controversial, and the Post is known again for exaggeration, but we also know from Columbus's very own journals that the man was no saint. The culture of Columbus's day was characteristically crass and even evil. And it's all the more reason why we need accountability, not just to accomplishments, but to character. I guess what bothers me most, because this really isn't about Columbus, what bothers me most is we haven't progressed out of the human tendency that allows for this to happen. We worship accomplishments over character. History teaches us that history itself belongs to the people who win. Even Christian history is littered with people who are deemed heroes not for their character but for their accomplishments. Even in the Christian world today, we all follow leaders who win our agenda, not necessarily those who have good character. This is why I love Jesus. You don't see him slaughtering those who opposed him on the battlefield. His whole approach was different. His goal was the heart, not forced obedience. How a leader accomplishes their goals matters as much as the goals they're trying to accomplish. Character matters. In fact, I plead with you, please don't follow people just because their accomplishments alone. Pay attention to character. We must choose to celebrate character along with accomplishments, or these types of stories will continue to plague us. In fact, here's a question, something to think about. Who do you follow? Who do you admire? Do you stand with the ones who just win your agenda, or do you pay attention to their character as well?